What's up everyone, welcome to another video. A couple of weeks ago I completed one of the most insane challenges I've ever attempted by beating the insane AI starting with just one SCV. In that video I started by playing as the easy AI and moved my way up every time I won because I really thought I was gonna lose to the medium AI at best. Well, things ended up very differently, and today I'm gonna try the same challenge with Protoss, but here I'm gonna be starting against the insane AI. I think this is gonna be way more difficult with Protoss. Terran, obviously known as the turtle race. Protoss also pretty good at camping. Not quite sure if I'm gonna be able to get it done without my trusted bunkers, tanks, and liberators, but let's find out. Alright, here we go. My first attempt ever at doing this as Protoss. I have no idea how this is gonna go. Could be extremely painful, could be extremely epic. I guess we're about to find out. Now, let me just pull 11 of my workers out here. One thing that I'm not sure about, I was thinking about this beforehand. Since I'm only doing this with, or only starting with one worker, should I chrono boost my initial workers? Because it's gonna be a while before I can make another one anyway. I do think it might be smarter for me to save my chrono boost though. Now to start, I really think we only have one choice of strategy, which is we just have to go for cannons. I don't think there is anything else that is going to be, you know, even close to being good enough to be able to defend early on. There's actually perfectly 1 HP. Like here, do I chrono this or not? I mean, I'm going to have a lot of chrono boost for later. And let me think about the follow-up for a second here, right? So after going for cannons, I imagine I want to go for disruptors. It does depend a little bit on what my opponent plays and what race he is. I haven't seen an Overlord yet, so I have to imagine it's either Terran or Protoss. I also... Oh, it is actually Zerg. I also don't even know what race I want him to be, by the way. Like, do I want to play against a Zerg or a Terran or a Protoss? I have no freaking idea. Now, this feels so awful to see, by the way. Like, I'm not even close to being able to make my pylon. And the spawning pool's almost freaking finished. It's a little scary. I remember that feeling from the last time when I did it with Terran. Now, I don't think the AI tends to attack with a couple Zerglings early on. Sometimes they do like the 12 pool, but for the most part, it is nothing too dangerous. So I guess I need to think about the building positioning here a little bit. I did host the best possible map for this, just like I did in the Terran challenge, of course. I think I need to build my pylon in the middle over there. And make sure to... I could either wall off my base fully or leave a little gap. The reason why leaving a little gap is good is because the units tend to kind of derp through it. Like, they don't actually stutter step forward. They will just, you know, stand in the choke, and only one of their units is going to be able to attack. So that is a pretty good moment for me. Now, funnily enough, I'm looking at my chrono boost. I've been waiting for the right moment to use it, but it's just I haven't even been able to afford an extra probe until now. So here we go. I could have decided to make my pylon a little earlier, but I don't want to be too safe, I guess. Like, I need money, right, eventually. Now, it's already 2 minutes 20, and I'm finally going to make my pylon. I think I'm going to try to do the one gap thing. I think that should work out. Now, what I remember from when I did this with Terran against the Terran Insane AI was that they attacked around 320. So well, it doesn't really seem like he's very aggressive, right? There's a couple of links over here. Still doesn't seem like a particularly aggressive AI here. I think I kind of have to just go for the Forge. I don't really like this idea of getting the perfect gap. I'm going to build a gateway here. Cannons maybe like a little further back. And then I'm going to have the perfect shield against roaches, I think. I could also go for air toss right after. But I kind of think that going for disruptors would be smart. Like, I don't know if I can defend well with air toss. That's the thing, you know? If I go air toss, I'll be able to win the game faster because, you know, it's pretty hard to deal with a million carriers. Even if... Oh, by the way, if you guys have never... This is actually pretty hilarious. If you've never seen it, Zerg AI spellcasting is freaking insane. Like, because they're just programmed to cast spells like the moment their units are in range, their spellcasting is actually freaking crazy. Like, me and my friend Goblin, we like to do AI challenges sometimes. He's a pro Protoss player. We have laughed about this many times because sometimes it feels like the AI is better spellcasting than freaking Serral. Like, legit, the moment your air unit is in range, parasitic bomb, fungal, corrosive bile, like, it's actually just freaking insane. Now, I do really like my setup over here. Then the next question is, do I go for the expansion first or do I get the gases first? I'm not quite sure. I also only have one pylon, but I don't think they're going to be attacking that pylon. Also very happy that I've not been attacked yet, by the way. That's going to make me feel a lot more comfortable over here. I could make a zealot. I don't think I should, though. I'm tempted to make the Nexus first here, guys. Yeah, I think the Nexus is smarter, right? Like, I'm not gonna get disruptors out that fast anyway. I just need to have enough cannons to survive the first attack, which I don't think is going to be that difficult, to be honest. Like, judging by, you know, the fact we haven't been attacked yet, I got 4 cannons. I know the AI makes a lot of roaches, but I do think we should be safe. I guess the scariest thing I can go up against is Ravagers, but the AI, they don't use the Ravagers like humans would. They would actually go in and buy all the cannons, which is the painful part, but they wouldn't slowly open my wall and then go forward. I'm gonna make my Cybernetiker over here. I think as many buildings as I can have on the front, the better. Because those buildings might just draw a little bit of fire from the units. Still only on 20 supply, 5 minutes in. I'm getting a little scared because we haven't been attacked. Sometimes the Zerg AI, they will go for stuff like mutas, for example. And yeah, if the mutas are gonna harass this base, then I'm a little bit screwed. It's like every race has their air unit that they like to build. The Protoss likes to build Void Rays. The Terran likes to make Banshees, which are very freaking annoying, and the Zerg likes to beat mutas. And I think they only make Corruptors if they really need anti-air. And since I have a little bit of money, I can start chrono boosting this again. I don't have that many cannons. Maybe it's time for a couple shield batteries. I'll make those a little bit further in the back, just so they're not going to get targeted that easily. Let's see, shield batteries in range of that. This one is also going to be probably best positioned a little bit further back, something like this. Now I want to transfer exactly 6 probes over to this base, so I can mine from those gold patches. Sometimes it's a little hard to get your probes to stay here for some reason. I'm going to just do a little bit of basic stacking. There you go. That one should be good. This one is also going to be stacked, and then this one is going to be stacked after. If you guys are wondering what you can do in StarCraft with your APM early on, then that is a good thing to do. You can actually stack your workers on the correct patches, which is going to help you out a lot early game. Like, you ideally want to avoid mining from these patches, for example, with double probes. Now, okay, this really is going to be a big attack, so I'm going to have to make more stuff. The reason why I didn't make my robo yet, by the way, if you guys are wondering, is simply because I didn't want to build it in the front. I wanted to have as many cannons here as possible. I'm just going to make 1 sentry. Not because it's necessarily smart, but just because I'm scared. I usually like to give you guys the solid logic behind why I do things, but for now I'm actually just scared. I can scout, actually. Oh, dude, energy recharge is so awesome here, actually. I'm already a massive fan of energy recharge in 1v1. I didn't think I was going to be a massive fan in 1 probe versus the AI as well. I think I'm going to go for a Phoenix Scout just because I want to know what the hell the AI is up to. It's playing a very passive game, but I know the AI doesn't play passive infinitely. The AI always attacks at some point, and I just need to know when that is and what it is with. It should be pretty soon, I know that. I feel like the latest attacks are... Okay, Jesus. The latest attacks are usually at like 8 minutes or so. So I think the attack should come pretty soon. I do wonder about one thing here, guys. He has a hive. Oh my god. Greater Spire? No. No. I did... Oh god. Okay, I did not see that coming, not gonna lie. I really thought we were gonna attack by like Roach Hydra or something first. They're making a Greater Spire, but I have 40 supply. Okay, I have to go for Tempest then, I think, right? Making Tempest is a little scary, because Tempest are not a... Well, they don't have the best stats, right? Like Tempest, you can just abuse the range, but they don't have the best stats, and usually in AI challenges, it's mostly about being efficient. I do think this challenge is going to be a little different. But yeah, I really do wonder if on this map I can just stay on 2 bases. Because I kind of doubt that they would use the Biles against force fields. For the people that don't know, you can use the Ravager ability, the Corrosive Bile, to break force fields. That's like the only thing you can do besides using massive units that can break force fields. But I kind of doubt that the AI would use that. I also don't remember ever seeing such a passive AI, by the way. I'm not sure if I like it because, you know, the fact that there's Broodlords on the way terrifies me, but it's something else entirely. It's also really hilarious for me. You guys might not have this experience, but just to see how few units... Wait, can I actually shoot through that? No, I can't. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem. I'm gonna have to kill the gateway, I think. Oh, well, let's not do that right now. Let's see. Are they gonna use the Biles? Actually, maybe I do want to kill the gateway, just so I can shoot through. There's a lot of units. It sucks that Oh, that Broodlord there is going to be so annoying. Okay, this is going to be beautiful, though. Let's see, I'm going to make 1 Tempest. I can shoot through the force fields. Look at this. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Okay, another one. Let me make sure to drop a force field as well. Dude, okay, that is going to be disgusting. These Broodlords are very slowly going to deplete my stuff. Well, there's one thing about the AI that's very nice here, and that's that they tend to retreat when the ground army has been softened, even if they theoretically don't see any danger to the air unit. So there, because I killed most of this stuff, he is going to retreat. I'm going to do something very greedy here. And that is going for that third base. And the only reason I'm going for that third... Wait. The AI doesn't take gold bases? Like, this should be the next logical base for an AI to take. No, I swear, the last time I played this against a Terran, they did take that gold base. That's very interesting. There's also burrow movement of these roaches. You can tell by the spiky skin, by the way. There's also lurkers. I'm very tempted to move out with my disruptors, just to see if I can get some free trades. But there is the freaking Seraltir spellcasting, right? With the fungals on disruptors. That would hurt absolutely massively. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a little bit of a fishing mission here. Let's see if I can make that pay off. Okay. I just don't want to be A-moved by a maxed army. That's that's the only thing here. I don't want to. I would prefer to be A-moved by 150. You guys realize what just happened? I can bait his parasitics bombs with fake phoenixes? Yo, that is... Okay, I mean, that is a big revelation there, guys. If I can get his Vipers to be out of energy by the time the fight hits, that means my Tempests are going to do absolutely fantastic. I'm still only on 80 supply, by the way. If he fights, or if he moves out right now, I have to give up this base. And it's going to hurt, but I just have to. I have 3 Tempests right now. We are starting to approach a pretty healthy supply, and I'm going to say that very carefully because my army right now is absolute garbage. But it is only one AI that we're playing against. If we ever get maxed, that means that we should win this game, unless the Seraltir spellcasting is going to annihilate us. But I think we should be pretty safe. And I'm going to say it again, guys. I freaking love this energy ability so much. Like, the fact that I can just scout over and over and over, it feels absolutely amazing. Oh, one thing to keep in mind is that the Zerg, the AI in general does come from this angle sometimes. Okay, that is a pretty big army over there. Let's see, I'm going to use another Phoenix just so I can see exactly where the units are, and then we can shoot some disruptors. Let's see. Oh, he's not coming from this angle. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of here. Okay, well, I'm going to have to give up this base, I think. Let's see if I can escape with the probes. I'm not sure if I can. I need to be very... Okay, I need to run for my life here. One fungal and I would lose all of my stuff. Once again, losing this base, not the biggest deal ever. I'm going to lose one of my disruptors over there, which sucks. But I'm going to be able to kill the Brood Lords one by one. Yeah, I really need that base for the money. Like, I'm already starting to run out of money. Why are you dodging my freaking disruptor shots, bro? That's not the deal. You're not supposed to do that as a freaking AI. Oh, let me run before I actually get biled. Hey, let's get a disruptor shot going over here. They do actually run away from the disruptor shots, which is cool. That's freaking Vipers. Oh, he knurled. This is what I mean. Look at this freaking Seraltir spellcasting. He fungled me, abducted me, knurled my Tempest. Let me try to actually target that one before my dude dies over here. Okay, so these are going to survive. I can recharge this battery so I can heal a little bit. Oh, we are actually starting to mine out pretty fast, though. I think we're going to probably have one more shot at actually taking this base. I have a little bit more energy on these. I guess I am pretty much maxed out on energy right now. Yeah, I do have a lot of cannons over here. I'm kind of starting to wonder if maybe I should have just made less cannons over here, just because that base was very well defended anyway. I did lose my sentries. I guess that must have happened in that big fight just now. Where do I want to make... It's really annoying they come from this angle. Like, I wish I could just defend this area, which would be kind of logical as well, but sadly that is not going to happen. I think I have enough Tempest. I'm just going to start making cannons. You know what is surprisingly annoying, by the way? The freaking Banelings, man. The Banelings actually killed my cannons. Like, I thought the Banelings were going to be the least of my worries against, like, all these disruptors and whatnot, but the Banelings own my cannons. Now, I have 9 Tempest over here, which really is a pretty healthy Tempest count. I guess with this disruptor zoning, maybe I should... Let's see, can I pass here? I don't think I can pass there. I'm going to try it. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to cancel that, so I can just shoot my disruptor shots through there. I think this is going to be a pretty good angle. At this point, I think I should probably start adding high Templars. And I'm mostly saying that because the gas count is getting out of hand a little bit. And that's the best possible way to spend my gas. Tempest, Disruptor, High Templar. Does sound like a bit of a magical composition. Should I stop mining gas for a little bit? That's also a possibility here. Okay, let's see if I can find anything with these. I'm so scared of using the disruptors. Just like the fungals and the Seraltair spellcasting is going to make that so much harder. I do need to make a couple gateways, by the way, if I actually want to use the High Templars. But, okay, we're going to fight here again. There's more bailing, sadly, for me. Let's see. Oh, wait, the Corruptors are actually using their spells. Oh, I need to run away from that. The Corruptors are using their spells on the buildings. Let's see if I can escape with these probes. That'd be fantastic. I'm going to fall back to these cannons. That's where these cannons are really going to come in handy, by the way. I'm going to lose one of these Tempest, looks like, or maybe barely not. No, actually, barely didn't lose it, which is fantastic. Let me shoot another disco ball over here, kill those, and I am gonna lose a disruptor for it. Let me try to kill these as well. And wait, they will be massive. Please, please run away. Let me save this base. He's not gonna kill it. Guys, he's not gonna kill my base. That is so massive. Okay, gonna be able to kill these both, I believe. Exactly. Those are both gonna die. Please do not kill my base, man. I beg you. Okay, 2 from downtown. I think we'll get the I did get the lurker, and the base lives. The base actually lives. Okay, fantastic. That is everything that I needed and more, to be honest. I thought that base was gonna die. Now, what sucks for me? Let's see. I have... Well, I do still have a pretty decent amount of disruptors left. Did I make gateways? I made 2 gateways over here. I'm gonna make a couple more Tempest. I think I mostly need more cannons. Oh, I'm so afraid of this base being almost dead. I don't know how fast they're going to be able to replenish. Okay, so because they make banelings, which is, once again, surprisingly extremely annoying, I am going to... And also, it seems like they always attack from this angle, right? At least that's kind of the conclusion that I'm drawing right now. So maybe I can just stay around here. Man, I barely have eco right now. This really is... Oh, God. I kind of thought we were pretty close to having this game in the bag, to be honest. But now it kind of seems like the opposite. This does not seem that good anymore for us. I did get... yeah, I did get Warp Gate. All right. Looks like my opponent does have a million bases, pretty much. I mean, if the creep is in front here, I can only imagine how many bases are behind it. Now, maybe this way of doing it is actually even better, because now my disruptor shots can fire through all of the cannons, which is pretty ideal. So I got 2 of these over here. I'm going to chrono boost that, and then I'll overcharge or recharge the Templars, rather. See, I'm going to make another one over here. This base is saturated in terms of minerals, which is perfect. I think the storms are really going to help. It's really annoying that the composition of this Zerg is so good. Why is it so freaking good? Like, if it wasn't for the Brute Lords, I could also just stay at the front with my Disruptors and I would have such an easier time. But the Brute Lords make it so freaking hard. Now, we are mining from this, guys, which is really good news. Let's see, I'm going to keep these over here. Warp a couple more Templars in the back. Obviously, I can never really move out against this, right? I don't really even have to say that, I think. Moving out here is just a death sentence, you know? I need to at least wait until I'm... Well, I would say even maxed. Theoretically, I would say almost maxed. Okay, we're gonna get the Banelings really fast. That's really good news. Do another storm over here. Let's see, I need another energy recharge. I barely don't have it. All those Ultralisks are going to be quite painful. Good thing my Disruptors are popping off so freaking hard. It looks like I am going to lose the base, sadly. Yeah, that sucks for us, guys. We are going to lose that base over there. I do have another Storm. Let me just use that Storm and then fall back. Try to save the probes if I can. Like, I need to save every single Tempest that I can. That's the only thing I can do here. I'm going to actually recharge that battery. And that battery is going to keep a couple more of my units alive, I believe. Let's send a couple more Disruptor shots over here. Yeah, it seems like we barely just get broken every time, which is I just need like a little bit of time to get set up. That is all I need, a little bit of time. Now, I do not want to get shot by a Tempest because Tempest freaking hurt against other Tempests because of the massive damage. Is it time for me to make carriers, perhaps? Maybe it is. I'm actually considering making Immortals too, you know? I think Immortals wouldn't be that crazy of an idea. Now, sadly for me, we are pretty much completely out of money. Oh, I didn't even realize there were roaches still here. Please do not kill my freaking Disrupt. I think I actually lost it, right? Oh, that hurts my soul. Okay, I guess we're just gonna have to mine from here for now. I'm gonna have to cancel that carrier. Please don't tell me the creep... No! Wait, can I? Am I good enough at this? No. Where's the creep tumor, man? Oh, we got it, I think. Look, okay, that's nice. All right. Oh, man. Okay, I do have a little bit of money left here. Oh, I can't actually take that base for now. Man, I don't know, guys. I mean, I can also just sit in my main bases for a while. Judging by how much money I've had to remake my stuff, I think sitting in the main base might have been the best play, actually. And I'm also really starting to doubt the Tempest here. I feel like the Tempest might have been, yeah, just a big mistake. Because the Tempests are just... I kind of said it at the start, too. The Tempests are just not quite efficient enough. Now, I will be able to long distance mine from this for a while. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit over here and just try to get the best fight ever. Because what happens so far every time is that the fights are... Wait, why? Oh, I made it on the wrong thing. The fights are good, but they're just not good enough considering my opponent is on freaking 20 bases or whatever. You know? I need to take a fight that is just so disgustingly good, which is admittedly going to be pretty hard against the freaking Neurals and stuff. But I just need, yeah, literally the best fight ever, I think. I'm gonna sit here with my Tempest. I'll try to pull my probes back when I do get attacked. Templars can be over on this side. Disruptors are actually pretty safe here, I think. Yeah, it's close enough, I would say. I would say it's definitely close enough. Now, let's see. Like, the thing with long distance mining is that it feels like you're not making money at all, but you are making money slowly. Even if I have to wait like an additional 5 minutes or something, I will have enough money for a Nexus if I do want to rebuild that. Now, I do kind of want to make an Observer. Observer is also a bit of a waste of money, right? Like, at some point we were absolutely decked out on gas. Now we don't actually have that much gas anymore. Alright, we have 600 gas, 700 gas, which is really good, of course. Now, wait, I'm gonna check. Let's see what the Zerg is up to. Okay, the Zerg, it does look like we're gonna be attacking over here. I need to pull my probes back, I think. Do not go forward, you silly goose carrier. What on earth are you doing? Okay. My Templars are clicked on something. Let me just try and snipe, though. Dude, it's so fun. Look at this base. This is my 4th base that he's taking right here. Okay. This was kind of weird. Why did they stop attacking? I don't know. I'm also not quite sure if more storms are the right way to go here, by the way. And the biggest reason I say that is because there's Ultralisk out, and Ultralisk are really good against High Templar. Like, genuinely really good. One thing that would be really cool, by the way, is if I had one SCV, because then I would be able to repair my units. Have you guys seen that, by the way? In 2v2, for example, you can actually repair your teammates' Protoss units, which is awesome. Now, I haven't seen him for a while. I don't really want to... kind of wish I had those sentries alive from the early game. I don't really want to send out any units, not even a probe. Man, I just want to make a Nexus. Is this AI so smart that he only attacks me when I build a Nexus? Or like, what's going on here? I'm gonna make one more carrier. Oh, I keep using the wrong one. Here we go. I'll make another carrier. I don't have any upgrades, by the way. I literally have had no money to make upgrades this game. Yeah, I think my next 400 minerals, I would love to spend it making a Nexus. But I don't really want to build the Nexus until I kill his army. That's the thing. If I kill his army once, I know he's going to be able to rebuild it. I had the game that I played with Terran against the Terran Insane AI last time. And I think when I left, I don't know, he had like 40k minerals or something. Like something absolutely ridiculous. 40k, 60k, whatever it was. An absolutely ludicrous amount of minerals. And I just know that he would have been able to remax 10 more times. So this Zerg has even more bases than that Terran. I know he's going to be able to remax 10 more times. So even if I kill his army, the only thing it buys me is time. Now I have to imagine the Zerg is not going to be an absolute god at injecting. Now it looks like the attacks might finally become... Why does he keep running away? Huh. This guy is actually a freaking genius, isn't he? Like... I'm kind of flabbergasted here. I'm going to make a pylon on the low ground. He actually backs off completely too. Wow, okay, let's see. Maybe it's time for me to make a sentry just for scouts. Force fields don't exist anymore because he has Ultralisk, by the way. They break the force fields instantly. They were really nice at the start, for sure. But now at some point, it's just not going to do much anymore. I could also consider making Archons at some point just because they're going to be better against... I guess just as a general unit, right? And DPT is so scared of Corruptors here, by the way. Okay. Let's see, maybe... Yeah, is it useful to fish with Disruptors? I'm not quite sure, honestly, guys. I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and try to make a Nexus after this. I've managed to make 5 carriers, which is really not bad. It is actually pretty bad if my opponent has upgrades. Because if he has upgrades, then all of a sudden this is not going to be so nice anymore. Okay, so I'm going to split my Templars over here. And this is just going to be to defend my carriers against the Disruptors. Then I can... Or carries against the, you know, Infestors, Viper, stuff like that. Then I can move my Disruptors on the low ground a little bit. I'll split them in 2, so I never truly lose all of my Disruptors. That sounds like a good idea. And then I'm going to try taking the Nexus. What's actually weird about this too? Okay, well, I think it just has to do with the AI having perfect vision, honestly. Because remember that we concluded that the AI is always going to attack from this angle? Well, now we've seen that is not true because he attacks over here. And I think it just has to do with the fact that the Insane AI does have map hacks. And I mean that literally. They just see everything. No scouting needed. That's why it's the Insane AI. That's also why it's called the Cheater AI. The Insane AI has 2 cheats. It has resource cheats and map hack cheats. Resource cheats means that they mine... Exactly, look at this. They just mine extra for every mineral patch. Now I'm just going to cancel this instantly. Let's see if I can get some good trades over here. I'll pull these back. And then I'm going to have to use my Templars to just create a million storms. Let me just shoot these at the Ultralisk. Sadly, I do not have a lot of Immortals. And I also cannot really rebuild the units that I'm losing here. So far, my units... Oh, I barely can't reach that. Oh, that actually hurts. Let's see, I'm not really going to lose many Disruptors here, it seems like. I did lose a little bit of supply, though. But I still do have 80 army supply, which is really not bad. And I think this is going to be the time to finally retake that Nexus. And now I actually have to take it for real. Now, sadly for me, guys, I didn't even have to click on the units. Judging by how much damage my units did against theirs, I could tell that they have armor upgrades. And my carriers don't have any upgrades, meaning they do pretty much literally 0 damage. Now, at this point, I might as well make an upgrade because I really don't have much else. What are you doing? I have no idea what I just did there. I killed 2 of my own... What the hell is that split? I just killed 2 of my own Templar. Unfortunately, that really hurt. Oh my goodness. Oh, it is 3-3. No, they have 3-3 upgrades, man. That is... I don't know what I can do against 3-3 upgrades. That is extremely painful. I guess I'm just gonna have to go for it for now. See if I can kill absolutely everything. I have a couple storms left. Those ultras are just never gonna die, I'm afraid. I can storm those corruptors, but it looks like it is gonna be too much. I'm not quite sure what those ultralists clicked on. Dude, what is the micro on these things? Here is the Remax, and we're gonna have to call GG here. And tell me I was exaggerating, guys. 53k against 31k. Or no, that's all their resources, actually. 53k, 31k against 150 minerals. This is absolutely brutal. So, attempt number 1 was a fail. But I'm actually not going to give up here. You know what? I'm going to give this another attempt. Because I feel like I have a good idea how to win this. Now, just so you guys can see... Me killing 2 of my own Templars with the Disruptor shot had no impact on the game, luckily. Because if it did, I would have absolutely cried. But that was my first attempt. The next attempt, I think I'm surely gonna win. I say that very confidently, as if I wasn't down 85,000 resources in bank and 150 supply. But I have an idea. I believe in myself. Let's go for the final attempt. All right, here we go. Attempt number 2. Now, I did sound like I had it figured out at the end of the game, but let's not forget that I am picking random for the AI. I think it's just a cooler way to do it. So, there is a possibility. I'm actually going to try to use Chrono Boost this time. There is a possibility that we're playing against a different race. Now, what I learned from the last game, actually pretty simple. I think, first of all, I don't want to make too many Disruptors, because the Disruptors, they're good enough on the small ramp. They weren't really good enough outside, and especially when the bigger units came out, like the Ultralisk, they kind of lost their value there, right? So, I think that I'm still gonna make Disruptors just because they were so freaking good. Like, the Disruptors were absolutely awesome, to be honest. Like, they did a really good job. But I'll make like 5. Then I'll definitely not go for... I might make a couple Tempests, but not more than like 3, I think. I'll skip the Storms, because even though my control was pretty bad last game, I'm not gonna lie about it. I could have controlled that way better, for sure. Storm is still an ability that's on a relatively fragile unit, which means that it's quite likely to die, or playing as Protoss AI this time. So I think I'm gonna skip the Storms entirely. And I'll probably just go for air upgrades and make carriers, or maybe a Mothership first and then carriers. Mothership, by the way... Oh wait, this needs to die, I forgot about that. Wait, did I bring it back last game? Huh. Wait, what did I do with this probe last game? Did I cheat on accident? Now I actually don't remember. Huh. I hope I didn't cheat last game. Well, then I definitely deserve to lose, but... Oopsie. I actually don't remember. I remember that I was scouting and baiting some links around the map, but I have no idea what happened to that probe. That's actually pretty funny. But alright. Now, my start is always going to be the same, right? I'm gonna open with the cannons. I have no idea when the AI is gonna attack. For these challenges, I always put the AI on random build, because I think it's, you know, makes for the hardest and most exciting challenge. So it's possible that I'm gonna play against a passive player once again. It's also possible that I'm going to be attacked at 3 minutes. So I need to keep that in mind. Now, I have no idea whether my early use of Chrono Boost has been any useful or not. I'm just trying to use it as much as possible so I have as many probes early on. I think it makes sense to do it because in the last game I noticed I had a lot of energy on my next eye anyway. Now, this game I am going to wall fully. For some reason, it just seems a little better to wall completely. Like, if I leave a gap, my disruptors are, like, they're not going to be able to shoot anyway, so I have to kill the gateway later anyway, and I'm still going to have to do that, so I think this way is just a little bit better. I guess this way I'm going to be stronger against Zealots, unless the Zealots somehow target the pylon. That would be pretty interesting. Oh, I do remember... Oh, no, I think I lost my... Okay, I didn't bring my probe back last game. I think I just lost it to a roach in his base. I think that's what happened. I was scouting with it all the time, and then I lost it to a roach. I'm pretty sure that's how it went, actually. Okay, it's a good memory for me there. So now I'm going to build the gateway. I think the earliest they usually attack is about 320 or so. It could be even earlier, but for some reason 320 is just a number that sticks to me. So I feel like if I make cannons now, they're not going to be right in time for the first attack, but maybe they can still finish in time. Granted, they don't attack the pylon, but they attack the other buildings first. And you always want to make the cannons a little bit further back, so fewer ranged units from the ramp can shoot the cannon. Pretty much the same as I did last game. Now, one thing I also noticed in the last game is that I maybe didn't need so many... Like, in the end, the cannons were very useful, but early on, I maybe didn't need so many. At the same time, it's not like I... You know, could have done something else with my minerals. Like, it's not like I'm gonna make zealots and they're gonna be useful, right? Like, that's not really gonna do anything. Make a couple more cannons over here. I don't remember when exactly I made my Nexus last game, but I do remember that it was, I believe, before the cybernetic score, which did work out pretty well. Before the cybernetic score and before the gases, I would say. Now, I will say one thing that might be scary here is that the Protoss units are going to be better at specifically this part of the game, where if they would attack me now, Stalkers are going to do better against these 10 roaches because of their bonus damage to armored as well as their range, right? I have a bunch of probes here. I think I'm going to make another pylon over here. Then I'll make sure to leave this area a little bit open so I can shoot my disruptor balls through there a little bit later on. And then I don't want to be like super overly safe once again, so I think I'm going to make the Nexus now. Maybe I should keep making probes. It feels a little silly to keep making probes right now because I'm saturated on minerals, but I do want to saturate this base as soon as I can. Last game I didn't actually have that many probes to saturate it with, I noticed, so probably better to do it this way. And one thing I definitely need to not forget is air upgrades this game. Like last game, it was a conscious choice to not make air upgrades. It's not like I forgot them, but I think I just need them. I think there's, you know, there's no way around it. I'm just going to need air upgrades. Now, it does seem like we are playing against a more passive AI. The question is how passive exactly. And also another thing that's very worrisome is that Protoss has units like Immortals. And Immortals are going to absolutely annihilate cannons. That is 100% certainty there. So, maybe I do need a couple more cannons, huh? I also don't want to stop making probes, though. I'm just thinking about the last game. Like, the last game, we... You know, I made so many cannons and they attacked so late that I was like, okay, maybe I should be a little greedier. But realistically, I don't know if that's actually the right choice here. Now, I am going to add my batteries again. Make them as far back as I can. That seems pretty nice. Saturate these gases. And then, actually, I have enough probes to saturate this base right away, pretty much. So, don't really have to worry about, sending 6 probes exactly. I mean, I will send 6 probes exactly, but it's not going to do any damage to my own main mineral line over here. Try to get these over there. I'll just try to saturate the main patches right away. Use a couple chrono boost again. Yeah, you know, the scary part is that I actually don't know when I'm going to be attacked. That really is the scariest part about all this, to be honest. Like, I have no idea. Now, my base is already pretty much saturated here, or at least these gold patches, so that is nice. Get you over here, and those mineral patches are perfectly done. Then I can start rallying like this. Do I need more cannons? The answer is probably. So I'm going to make a couple more. I'm not sure about... I could get, like, shield upgrades for the buildings as well, by the way. I'm not quite sure if that's something that would be smart. I feel like I'm making, like, just as many cannons as I did last game, by the way. Like, I know I wasn't really intending on making this many, but I guess in the end I kind of have to. I do need to make a backup pylon. I guess I'll make one over on this side. 30... How many pros do I want, actually? If we think about how the last game went, I never actually got to saturate my third base. This base has 6 less workers, so I guess I need 38 workers to saturate it fully. 39 if I want the pro building stuff, I believe, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna build this robo bay a little bit further down. I'll make another batteries were quite useful, but they did run out of energy quite fast, so I'm gonna make a couple more over here. Then I'm gonna start making those gases. Maybe it's time for that 1 cent. That 1 sentry was actually gold tier last game. Maybe I should have made it earlier. Now, surprisingly, we are not getting attacked once again. This does make me believe that maybe if you play 1v... No, actually, I can't say that for sure, because when I did this with Terran, the AI did attack me at 3 minutes. But maybe they're less likely to attack if it's a 1v1, because they don't feel like they're in overwhelming numbers or something like that. That's another possibility. I'm gonna do a little bit of a scout there, see exactly what we're up against. And then I think it might be time for me to make my Stargate already. I think 5 disruptors into carriers is gonna be the magic count, probably. I feel like this is gonna look very similar to what I saw in the last game. Just like a really big... Yeah, okay. Oh my god. The massive army. Just ready to freaking annihilate me. Gonna get some more cannons up here too. And I guess this game I should be a lot more patient with just moving to the 3rd base. I think I'll definitely need a 3rd base at some point. And the reason why I say that is, if you guys remember what happened when we rewinded last game, they had 85k resources. Okay? I think even if we attack, or even if we take a 3rd base, it's not like we're gonna be able to out-eco you know, the freaking enemy. Like, there's just no way. I need to make sure that I'm just absolutely giga, ultra, omega efficient. That really is the name of the game. I'll make a couple more batteries over here. A couple more over here too. Oh, that's not blocked out. Actually, I'll make them on this side. I think that makes a lot more sense. They fit, right? Yeah, they do fit. Okay, perfect. Okay, oh, that Archon is really annoying, by the way. Maybe I can... Ah, no. The force wheels are going to be broken because of the Archon. That is a little painful. I can wait for the Archon to disappear. Okay, the fight looks pretty decent. Maybe I can force wheel these out for now because the Archons are a little further back. Okay, I need to make sure my pylons don't die, by the way. That was a very good initial fight. A surprisingly good initial fight, actually. Glad I was able to get a couple force fields up there. Now I got 3 disruptors. Need a couple more. My supply is still extremely low, of course. Let's see, maybe I can do a little bit of fishing. Need to make sure that I don't get force fielded myself, by the way. Let's see, it's going to be a scouting Nova. Nothing to see here. Especially very comfortable that the Novas have vision as well. Not something you might have expected, but they do. Okay, let's make a couple more cannons up here. This is a little risky, because these might be slightly less efficient cannons. I also like how I said that maybe I shouldn't make so many cannons and I'm building way more. That's purely just because of the realization that I just shouldn't move out that early, I think. Let's see. Oh, I would love to energy recharge that sentry, but I can't right now, unfortunately. Okay, so disruptor number 5 is on the way. I think we should be able to afford 2 Stargate carrier, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the extra Stargates. Then I'm going to make a couple more batteries behind these homies over here. I guess I'll keep that open for now. There we go. Got my 5 disruptors. Going to overcharge this. Just to kind of make sure... I guess it doesn't matter how many bases they have, because I'm not going to be able to keep up with that anyway. I just kind of want to know what the overall posture of the enemy army is. Now, sadly for me, as you can see, I'm already starting to mine out, which I'm just really not happy with. I am very happy with that my opponent's building cannons. That is very nice to see. A lot of cannons at that, oh my goodness. Look, it's already on like 5 bases or something. That's actually insane. 5 freaking bases. And what the mothership is super good at, by the way, is just the spells that it has. The time warp on the ramp is going to be brutal. Cloaking field is going to be really good. Oh, by the way, the Protoss AI does not use oracles for detection. So there is a situation where you can snipe the sentries, the observers, and then they're not going to be able to see your army. Okay, do a little time warp over there. It's going to be very nice. The Colossus are going to be a bit annoying. Okay, here we go. That is the cloaking field. Wanted to force him back a little bit there. Try to chrono boost that. I could go for a second cybernet. Nah. I mean, I'd have to make a gateway for that. It's not the biggest deal, but it is a little bit of money, I guess. Now, the mothership, by the way, if you guys haven't tried it, it's such a good unit now. It's actually insane. Like, it's an incredible unit. If you play PvZ, it's actually meta now to rush a mothership. That's how good it is. And I'm all here for it. It's super cool. Super, super freaking cool. Let's see, the army posture in front of my base seems to have gone. I'm approaching 100 supply. Getting +1 attack as well. My opponent's already in 2-2 upgrades. God, why did I make so many upgrades, man? Couldn't the AI have been a little bit easier to play against? Now, this sentry, I should probably just AFK it here forever. I don't think the force fields are going to matter anymore at this point. If they do, I can, you know, suddenly move it down there out of nowhere. That'd be fine. I guess the scouting is going to be more important than anything else. I'm not quite sure why it keeps doing that on that Stargate. Let's see, I got 3 carriers now. I'm not quite sure if I ever want to move out with these carriers until I get the good upgrades. More cannons over there, because why not? Do another energy recharge. Just doing a little bit of reconning around the map, no big deal. Do I need to make more cannons than this? I think the answer is probably no. I'm also thinking maybe I need more disruptors. Oh, what I'm thinking about here specifically is how to solve the problem that my opponent has at some point 100k resources more than me. Right? That's 1,000 zealots. Is that correct? Or is it more? No, it's like 1,000 zealots. So if my army ever trades somewhat inefficiently, we're gonna die. So when do I move out is the question. If like ever. Now obviously we're so... Wait. You know what, guys? I could go for the mass recall into their base. And why I say that is because we would be in their production line. Okay, time warp. Dude, the time warp is so good. The AI also retreats when it sees the time warp, which is very interesting. If I do mass recall in their production line, I can depower all of the gateways and stuff. The problem with AIs is that they don't really tend to centralize their production as much as humans would do. Like, you know, if you kill this pylon, literally all my production is gone. Besides my nexus. So, you know, I don't think the AI is going to have that problem. I bet there's probably like a bunch of random stuff split all over the map. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to get my +3 attack for the carriers. That's going to be extremely useful. Now, I kind of feel like I don't want to start making my cannons already. Because if I make my cannons, I will probably trade somewhat inefficiently. Let's see, there's a Stargate over here. There's a bunch of prisms. This is such an AI thing to do, to make that many prisms. It does kind of make sense, because a prism is one of the best Protoss units. But why so many? Like, what are you going to do with them, you know? Yeah, let's see if I can find someone over here. My army is already quite big. I know I'm only 126 supply, but I only have 42 probes. So my army is actually quite massive. Yeah, I'm so scared of the map hacking, because I could make like a ton of cannons here right now, but I feel like it's just going to prompt them to attack, which I really don't want. I think we're just going to give it a shot. I'm just going to start building a bunch of cannons over here, see how it goes. I'll start with 3 cannons to not use all of my money. Let's see if this actually makes them attack or not. The sentry can stay back there. Put my disruptors on that hotkey. Should be a little bit easier this way. Just chrono boost these. We do have enough money to make another round of carriers. Yeah, you see, that's what I mean. They just attack all the time because of the... Whenever I build something here, they attack. Now, these carriers doing pretty well. I think they probably have 3 armor by now. +3 armor, that is. So that is always going to be scary. I kind of wonder if... You know what, guys? If I don't kill his army, like ever, then their army is not going to be that strong. Like, notice how the last Zerg started, you know, losing their army, then made corruptors, and then made more stuff like that. Maybe if I kill his army, he's going to replace it with better stuff like Void Rays or Mothership or whatever. Sometimes they make Tempest even. And if I don't kill his army, he's going to, you know, chill on freaking Stalkers forever. And then maybe I can take an absolutely fantastic fight. Now, I am fully mined out now at this point. He hasn't attacked me yet here, which is a little bit suspicious. Gonna try and move forward just a little bit here. Make a couple more cannons. Don't want to make too many, of course, because then we're gonna bait him into attacking. As you can see, I am really running out of minerals already, but I do have 145 supply of carrier, mothership, disruptor, which is a very good army. Let me just check over here. I'm gonna use an hallucinated phoenix to scout around my base. Nothing to see over here yet. Yeah, I actually don't have money to make carriers now, man. Oh, this is what I mean. This is also mined out. Okay, so his army's over there. There's a lot of Colossus, which is really not the best army ever to have for him. Colossus not gonna have that much value. I'd be way more scared of like pure Immortal Archon more than anything else. So this Mothership here is gonna be super good for the Cloaking Field. The Cloaking Field is gonna carry this pretty hard. Let's see. Man, I would have loved to just be able to max out. Okay, chill over here. Looks like he does run away from my carrier. No, I don't want to kill them. Let's keep that in mind. I don't actually want to kill his army. I'm going to make the nexus here now. Oh, this is a scary moment. That's 400 minerals that is now tied up in that building nexus over there. I'm going to keep these units over here. I do have a lot of gas, but I still don't think anything that I spend the gas on is going to be super meaningful. I think instead I'm just going to try to mine the minerals from this base, and that's going to be pretty much about it. I could use these rocks as an activator for my interceptors at some point as well. Let's see, armies. Okay, there is an army here. Oh, it's just a lone Colossus. Like, I don't want to kill the Colossus. I feel like the Colossi are just... Yeah, I wouldn't say useless. That's a bit harsh, but it's not the most effective unit over here. I do have +3 attack. I'm not going to go for the armor upgrades, I think. I think it's better for me to just get more carriers. Oh, one thing to keep in mind, by the way, is that carriers do need money for interceptors. If I run out of money, my carriers are going to end up being useless. So, you know, we need to keep that in mind. Maybe it is a good idea to make... You know what? I'm just going to make the air upgrade. I think on low eco situations, it just makes a lot of sense to do it. I could also get the shield upgrade to make them even stronger. I have about... I think it's about 12 carriers that I have right now. It's a pretty strong army. That is for sure. Need to make sure that I don't get caught off guard here. You guys mine from this, please. And then I'm going to get the shield upgrade as well. This has been the most passive game of StarCraft I ever played. Probably even more passive than the freaking Terran game that I played. Okay, so I need to stay on top of this nexus. Let's see, I'll use a time warp. Oh, they do have storms. That is going to be very painful. These drops are going to pop off so hard, though. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. And the cloaking field absolutely popping off for me as well. I did lose a lot of interceptors, I think. Let's try and not kill that Colossus if I don't have to. And all right. I was going to keep sending more of these. This is the first time in this entire video that I've been able to keep my base, by the way. At this point, I would say that the AI probably already has at least 50,000 resources banked. He has 333 upgrades. Oh, that is so many upgrades. Also, the Storm? Surprisingly good. Storm is not really... Yeah, this is what I mean, by the way. Now we're going to get better units. Storm not really a thing in PvP, if you guys are wondering. If you make Storm in PvP, you're either crazy or me, or both. But you don't really build that in this matchup. So, yeah, you kind of just assume that it has, like, no impact, but killing interceptors is actually going to be extremely valuable for them. Now, I'm still really happy with this disruptor count. Imagine if I made more disruptors. Might have traded, you know, slightly better early on, but I would have lost a couple, and then I wouldn't be able to ball so many freaking carriers. I think the moment we get, like, as many upgrades as possible on these carriers and we move out, we're going to be completely fine. I'm going to make a Twilight Council just for those upgrades, I think. And next time he attacks, I'm going to have the cloaking field again, which is going to be absolutely awesome. Let's see, I don't have an energy recharge available for that. Don't see... I have a lot of probes, so I can probably move out with a couple of these. Just to get a little bit of scouting done over here. Okay, looks like we are going to be attacked again. And yet, the time warp is so good. It feels like they actually just run away from the time warp. And the moment he fights, I can use my disruptors to shoot a shot over here. Look at that. And then they try to split against the disrupt. Yeah, this composition is perfect. I think this composition is the way. I need to make sure I stay under the cloaking field so I don't actually lose everything. Now we're very close to being able to A-move across the map, but just because I know how many resources they have, I'm going to chill for a little while longer, really try to max out on carriers. Once again, keep the interceptor count in mind. I think that is the most important factor here for now. Now let's see what my opponent is going to be rebuilding on. Can also start mining from the gold next, by the way, which would be pretty cool. I think in my Terran one, I also ended up getting exactly 4 bases, including that one. Let's see. So there's Void Rays on the way. Those prisms are still in the exact same place for some reason. That is so many cannons. The cannon's also kind of scary, by the way, because they're going to kill my interceptors, which I don't have that much money for. How many bases do these guys have? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Again, get the shields upgrade. This base they don't have, meaning that they have less bases than the Zerg had in the last game, which is very good news. So the army's always rallied over here. I'm still a little worried about those 3-3 upgrades. Let's see, I'm actually going to have to take those gases because I'm out of gas in the main base now. So I'm going to make a couple more carriers. I think after these carriers were basically maxed, I can make like... I could kill 2 of my probes, actually. I'm going to do that. I'll kill 2 of my probes. And then I'm going to be able to make another carrier, which is... gonna bring us to like about 20 or so, which is really, really nice. Let me try to upgrade that thingy extra fast. Now, I know that the Protoss sometimes like to make carries in Tempest. I think I should still be able to out-control the AI in this case. The Protoss doesn't have as much Serral tier spellcasting as the Zerg AI does. But I do want to make sure that I trade as efficiently as possible, of course. I don't want to die against, you know, people killing my interceptors and me not having any money left. Let's see, I think these are going to be the final couple carriers. I can do another energy recharge as soon as I have the energy for it. Try to stack these as much as possible in case I get attacked. The army should just be right here. I didn't really know about this, but apparently the AI always rallies their army at a certain spot. Have you guys realized this before? That it's just like perfectly chilling in front of my base. And I wonder if it changes over the game too, you know? Like if I had this base, are they going to start rallying here, for example? I do wonder about that. I might be able to slowly start taking this base as well. The only reason I really want that base is just for the interceptor count. Like my money looks good right now, but at some point we're gonna run out of money for interceptors, so that's why I just need one more base. I have 21 carriers right now, I believe, together with 5 disruptors. That should be the most ground-destroying army ever. Gonna try to take this. Dude, if I could bait them attacking up this ramp because I have this base, that'd be so perfect because this is the most disruptorable place ever. I do want to make sure I don't go too far away from my actual current base. I'm gonna start the remaining upgrades. I'm not quite sure if I'll really get to use those, but I guess we'll see. Okay, I got one more carrier on the way, and then it's gonna be time for me to attack. I don't think it's smarter to not actually go for the mass recall, like I said. You know, just because my army is gonna be really good straight up anyway, and that might be one way to get a very inefficient fight. Especially if you're like in the middle of cannons and reinforcements and whatever, it could end up being very messy. All right, I have 162 supply of Protoss units, guys. That is not a bad army. Okay, wait, actually, I need to do one thing more before I go across the map. I need one observer. If I get one observer, I can kill their observer, and then they're gonna have a very sad time. Now, this fight I can definitely take because this is on top of a ramp, and this is gonna be very unpleasant for them. The disruptor shots are gonna pop off so hard. Look at that. The entire army is pretty much gone. Yeah, I feel like this army, I mean, even like real players that micro their units and have like more exaggerated strategies have a really hard time playing against this. When you get 16 carries in a multiplayer game, I think for the most part you're always going to win, even against like Grandmaster players, by the way. Just an extremely strong composition. And now this base is probably not going to be denied, and I think we're going to have enough money to just build interceptors forever, basically. Look at just the destructive power of this. It's... Okay, I'll be honest here. If you're on the receiving end of this, it makes you cry. But looking how fast buildings die... Look at this Nexus. Look at how fast buildings die and all like the mini attacks and stuff. It is incredibly satisfying. And this is with my opponent having 3 shields, by the way, which is a pretty rare upgrade to get. This Colossus is also going to die extremely fast. Yeah, I mean, if... Okay, look at him. They have a lot of gateways, huh? You know what I'm wondering about now? Is if those storms are actually helping me. Because they're doing damage against the own units, right? Huh. This is actually something interesting I didn't really think about before. But the storms, it seemed like they were going to be bad for me. But now I'm not so sure anymore. What I'm going to do here, guys, is just rebuild my Stargates. I have enough money to actually rebuild those now. So I just want to make sure that if I lose my carriers, that I can replenish them fast enough. Get a couple of batteries out here, too. Now, this is one of the most... I know it's not a real person, but this is one of the most frustrating ways that you can lose. Because this AI has, like, I don't know, 100 times my money. But what is he supposed to build that can deal with this? The only thing he could do now to deal with this is if he has enough Stargates somewhere and he actually makes carriers or Tempest himself. Even then, I think it probably wouldn't be in time. A real player would be able to win this game, but it would not be easy. That is for sure. I guess I can use my time warp, because why the hell not? Shoot a couple of disruptor shots, all of them at once, just for some celebratory fireworks. And this is a very disgusting and beautiful Protoss army. This is the real golden armada right here, right? Here we go. This base is gonna get entirely forked. I do wonder how this would have looked against the Zerg AI, by the way. Because once I got this amount of carriers, I don't know, like if it's like a lot of parasitic bombs and especially neurals and stuff. Oh, we're actually getting attacked here. This would probably be a different story. Now I can recall. Okay, so this base is not here. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to go for a massive recall. That's actually a massive recall. That void ray, please, no. Okay, I just recalled like 150 army supply, by the way. That really was not nothing. Yo, the AI is actually doing the right response here by hiding a couple of Stargates. That is very well done. Now, sadly for him, I don't think it's going to matter unless he suddenly shows up with... Actually, I don't think I've ever seen like 1,000,000 Void Rays against 1,000,000 carriers. Because Void Rays should be good against carriers, but if there's too many carriers, do they just die too fast? I mean, especially with the time warp and you being able to micro the carriers, I would think that's the case, but I'm actually not quite sure. If he would max out in carriers, would he win? Max Void Rays against max carriers? I'm not sure. Actually, for this, I could probably use my Disruptor shots, because otherwise those are going to kill a couple of my interceptors, which at this point I'm rich enough that I don't care about it, but I still would prefer not to lose them. Take another base over here. Did I get all my upgrades in the end? I did get all my upgrades in the end. I'm going to scout to see if the AI is hiding any bases, which honestly they usually do. So I guess we're going to find out. I'm surprised I was even able to save this base, by the way. I thought the Void Ray was going to kill it at some point. Ah, man, it's actually very satisfying. This is a bit of a guilty pleasure, I'm not going to lie. GG is called. And there we go. All right, beautiful. Yeah, look at this. It's even more money than last game. More than 100,000 resources banked. My army... Wait, really? Oh my god. He could have... Look at my active... This is the value of my active forces. He could have made my army like 6 times. He doesn't have the minerals for it, but he has enough gas to make it more than 6. He basically could have made my army 6 times. Holy crap. For some reason, I thought this was going to be way more expensive. I thought there was no way a real human player would actually be able to make enough units in time, because at some point you just, you know, you can't really just make 1,000,000 Stargates and build that many units. Even you're going to run out of money. But he actually could have. This guy could have made 20 Stargates and made 20 carriers at once and done it like 3 or 4 times. That's actually crazy. That's insane to know. But anyway, there we go. Took us 2 attempts. The first game, it was just a really good lesson. Like, going for the Tempest against the Broodlord seems like a very logical choice. The Disruptors and stuff, the Storms, all seemed logical. But sometimes you just need one game so you know what to adapt and know exactly what you need to build. And this game was just perfect. Obviously, we played a different matchup, but just staying on 2 bases for a little longer, making just 5 Disruptors, skipping the Storm, getting the air upgrades, being very patient, making sure to not fight early. If I did the same, taking my 3rd base early because I needed money, I think I would have lost in the same way, and all those things combined make for another dub, and we managed to finish the challenge with Protoss, and that is awesome. And that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed another insane, goofy Mark challenge. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.